Welcome to game night tonight for another game unboxing of this game, Betrayal at House on the Hill. This is the third edition. I love this game. I've talked about it in a lot of different videos, but this is the third edition. And of course, since it is one of my tops, I was like, I gotta get it. Gotta get it. My wife and I love this game. It's great for up to 6 players. It's always different. There's over 100 scenarios if you do the expansion with it. So we're gonna get into it. They've upped and amped up the artwork a little bit and the figurines. So pretty excited about it. So first things first, on the top we have, they even like put the label. Wow. They put the name on the actual cardboard that you're going to be throwing away. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so you're going to have like the entrance hall, the hallway, everything, basement landing, upper landing, collapsed room, junk room, the kitchen. And on the back, they always have which one. Oh, nice. They actually labeled it. That is perfect, because before these were not labeled, but now they are. So you have a basement landing and an upper landing. This is ground, upper and ground, upper and ground. This is just where it will go in the house as it is drawn. But there you go for those. You have, it's looking very similar to the exact same stuff. I'm wondering if they changed up anything, but you got specimen room. That looks like it might be new. You got soundproofed room, nice. Laboratory, you got the chapel, the salon, the secret staircase, the ritual room, the panic room, the ballroom. Flip it over and it tells you which ones, again, there. Upper basement, ground. Yeah, it'll show you based on like how it's lit up, and then it also says there at the top left corner. I like that they've labeled it in that way because it makes it a little easier to see it when you're actually drawing the cards. Then you got the dining room, the larder, the laundry chute, mystic elevator, the primary bedroom. You got the game room, gymnasium, observatory, operating theater. And if you haven't played this game, it is phenomenal because you're essentially exploring this house, right? And that's why all of these are flipped face down like this, so you don't know where it's going to go in the house. The house changes every single time you play. But you're searching through the house, trying to find different things. Different things are going to be happening. You got this symbol here. It means events. This one is omens, so that might bring about the actual haunt and create a traitor out of one of you. But you got the organ room, the vault, the winter ballroom, the underground lake, underground cavern, nursery, the library, statuary corridor, and the tower. Looks like all of these are similar. Oh yeah, similar or the same rooms. The artwork has been amped up, which is nice. And there you go. But it does look like the characters have changed, and I like that they've upped their the placement on how they actually track the different attributes here. So you got this guy, and they're each double-sided, so I'll get to that in here in a second. But you got these guys. The artwork is better, looks a little less cartoony than it did before, and it has like their birthday, their age, hobbies, all that stuff. But here on the sides, you got the 4 different trackers. You got physical tracking, physical attributes, and then mental attributes here. So you got the secret passageway that you're going to encounter. There's going to be traps along the way, portals. Oh man, so they have added different things. Blood, contract, a blessing. There's fire. You got might, sanity, knowledge. So those are all different roles that you're going to have happening in the game. But on the flip side, your character does change along with their starting attribute, because you can see that it's green over here, and then obviously red is like you're gonna die. I like that they did the red and the green as opposed to just like not knowing when you're gonna actually kick the bucket. But yeah, you got like on the back side it shows like food, videotape, everything like that. But on the for the videotape, it's a portal. Interesting that they've upped it. They really upped it. I like it. The different tokens look a little bit better, a little bit nicer. They've added different ones as well. More characters here, more double-sided. Ah, nice. So you got different guys. The white guy in the old game, he was always the slow one. Not a lot of people liked using him because of that, and his speed is still not great. But you have the different characters here. These are going to be tracker tokens, probably on like how many turns it is until the end of the round or whatever, but you're going to use little tokens instead of the full tracker, possibly. But again, more characters, all of them different, all different with starting different attributes, speeds, the might, everything like that. It changes per character. All right, moving on. They have made these tokens bigger. In the other game, they had them like really tiny, so they were really small and made it a little bit harder. Here is the turn tracker I was talking about, but maybe you just use those other ones over here for whatever reason. But you got obstacles here. You got different symbols here that you're probably gonna have to use at different points in different scenarios. You got hidden, says. You got troll left hand, troll right hand, a werewolf, a dark queen, giant hair monster, a vampire, a bakaniko, head of the house, jack spirit, giant wasp, ghost shark, ghost, faceless man, demon dog, demon, a construct. You got small monster tokens here, and they're all numbered all the way up through 20. So 1 through 20 on the small monsters. You got on, off switch, because on the back side, I imagine, yep, it says off. So searched, what do those go with? Ah, the hidden things. Okay, so it means that it's searched. That makes it a little bit easier to tell. And then on the flip side, it just used to say S before, but now it actually says stunned, so you know, hey, it is stunned. So stunned are there, but you all have all the front side or back side tokens of these guys. This is, I love what they've done. I love what they've amped up and made better. Looks good. All right, and a couple more rooms here. We got the conservatory and the armory, the bloody room, catacombs, the charred room, the chasm, and where they go in the house. Now, I'm sure this will still go with the Widow's Walk or whatever, the expansion to the Betrayal at House on the Hill. The artwork won't be as good, I guess. It won't be as updated. It'll be more like the old version, but it's still good. But you got the guest quarters, the graveyard, furnace room, gallery, crawl space, and the cramped passageway. And maybe they're going to do a second edition on the expansion as well, because they add into the roof landing instead of it just being upper, ground, and basement. They have a roof in the expansion, but I imagine you can couple that with this still. But here we go. We got the rule book here. It's going to tell you everything that you're going to need to know. It is a little bit more extensive just because there is a lot more going on in this. Ooh, important. If you've played before, important changes. I like that. So it tells you exactly what you're actually going to be seeing that's going to change, right? Based on how everything goes. It's going to tell you the setup, all the things that you're going to be having in the game, because it is quite different actually on like the token wise, what is in there. So they probably like changed some stuff, done away with different things, added different things. Obviously, each of these exclamation points is something added. So you got the components. You're going to have like the dice, how it's going to go, what's going to happen on your turn, how you can move, all the stuff you need to be able to play the game. But like I said, it's a little bit more extensive just because there's a lot going on in this game. Once you get to the haunt, like this is how to play it after the haunt begins. So all that stuff up until this point was just before the haunt. Now it's after the haunt, what has changed, right? So it gets pretty extensive on like the different things that can happen, what you can do, different scenarios, different things like that. So it does change it based on obviously like what scenario you're actually running, one of the 50 that are included in this game. But it's like end of game there, but then it's like, oh, well, let's do character description. So backstory on each of these guys. I like that they do that. Makes it a little bit more fun. Easy index so you can find the stuff in this book. But that's just the rule book. We're going to get into the Trader's Tome. This, once the haunt is revealed, this is what the trader takes. So whoever the trader becomes, whether it's the haunt revealer or whatever, this is all of the stuff for them. So they go and it says scenario 1, like they have to read through all this, talks about the introduction, setup, your objective, the tokens you need, that kind of stuff. It's gonna happen based on that. So 2 through 8, what? These haunts only appear in Secrets of Survival. 2 through, interesting. Yeah, but based on where the omen was revealed and where, it's going to put you into a different scenario, and they're all numbered, as I said at the top, with their label, whatever. And the trader will go off on their own and read this so that they don't know what's happening with the heroes. And the traders got a different objective than the heroes. So in all of this, they have like different objective, how this is going to go, how they control monsters, if there are any monsters that come out. But it is so much fun because there are so many different scenarios. Like I've played this a ton with my wife and we have not gotten through it, like half of the scenarios, honestly. Granted, we do have the expansion, which adds another 50, but in this base game, you're going to have 50 alone. So we're already up to 23 different scenarios that can happen, 24, 25, 26. Man, there's a lot, and it gets fun every single time. It's fun to make this game kind of pull it out around Halloween time, honestly, because it's just fun and spooky, and there's a lot of things happening, like the catastrophe, people are turned into monsters are coming out, like, oh my gosh, there's so so many options and so many things that can happen. And obviously the house is built differently every time you play, so it makes it even more exciting in that regard. But whew, yeah, I'm flipping through this whole entire book just kind of slowly. You can stop it whenever you'd like to take a close look at what the scenario is, what happens. Ooh, 38. I don't. Interesting that they just left this page like that. But 39, hive mind. This is about bees and wasps or whatever coming through. 40, flesh walkers. You're gonna have God and machine, snack attack. You're gonna have hide and eat, a missing seam. Nice. Yeah, like honestly, looking at a lot of these, I haven't even seen. Maybe they have the exact same scenarios, but I just haven't seen all of these in the base game because, like I said, we've done so many. I feel like I've done more from the expansion than I have from the base game. But don't upset the host, terms and conditions, and the taste of flesh and metal. But there you have it. That's the Trader's Tome alone. So, right, once the haunt is revealed, whoever the trader is will take this and go to the scenario. Say they're at 31, they could take this, go off to on their own, read that, see what they have to do. And likewise, the heroes, whoever else is playing, is going to take the secrets of survival here. They're going to pop it open. They're going to go to the same number of scenario and do the exact same thing. So they have their own stuff. So like the hidden trader, what's happening with them, your objective as a hero, when you're going to win, like if you're going to win, how you win, all that stuff. So everything's explained here, but it's kind of fun because this is a cooperative game, but it's not a cooperative game because at some point, one of you most likely won't be working with the rest of you. So it's fun though. A lot of fun. So gonna kind of flip through these again. So we got blood from a stone. We got inheritance. There's just a lot to it, but man, it's so much fun. I can't get over how much fun it is. Upon reflection, housekeeping. This game is great if you just take it and you you take it into a different scenario or like play ambiance music to like make it, you know, fit the mood of entering a haunted mansion, exploring that with your friends and trying to get through and not become the traitor. And if you do become the traitor, then win as the traitor, which is a lot more challenging based on which character you are as well. But don't say it. Spooky McMasters presents Operation Underground, Intruder Alert. It's fun because like some of these scenarios, even though you're the traitor, some of them make it to where you're not really a traitor. You're just kind of working with them to try and get out as well. So each scenario, very, very well thought out, very well done by the creators, I feel. They've done a great job being creative in general about like what the game is, what's going to happen in the scenario, how it's going to shake down, who is doing what monsters have come out. But like I said, every scenario is completely different. So they've thought through quite a bit. And like I said, the expansion adds 50 more stories. So they've done quite a bit. And it all goes with the base game too. So, so it's so good. So good. I can't even begin to describe how good everything is. This is probably like one of the best games that got me into games like this, or I mean, in general, like more strategic, cooperative games and stuff. So I love it. I love it. Back to the snack attack, hide and eat, a missing seam. We've seen all these obviously in the Trader's Tomb. They're named the exact same way, exact same number, but you have a different objective, what needs to happen, tokens that need to be pulled out, etc. And then you get to the end. So that is just the books right there. The main part of the game basically is all right there, but we have the different tokens, which I love that they've like actually added just the green plastic token underneath. The tokens are not painted. I mean, you can paint them to your convenience, I imagine, but the old ones in the other box or in the second edition, first and second edition, they were painted. They were a little bit more flimsy, so they weren't as solid as these characters, which is great. These characters are more solid, which makes it a little more better in that regard. But they each have their own place, where before they were just kind of thrown into the box. But I love these new characters and the color schemes they've got going on with them. So it makes it easier to figure out who's who, what's happening there. You got the red guy. He's always like the beefiest, best guy because he's really fast or really strong. Maybe they've changed that, made it a little bit more doable for everybody else's characters. There's the white guy. He's typically slower, but I love that each of them actually has a flashlight now instead of just being like, oh, I'm lost in this house. But, and last but not least, she's got a little candle. Nice. So you got the blue girl with her book and candle. There you go. So those are the characters there. Ooh, we're into this. Oh, break into this like it's a meal. And there we go. Oh, shoot. There you have it. So all these are your dice, right? There isn't a little expansion thing that you can get, at least that you could get with the old one, which have green dice as well as different character trackers. That's what I have. So personally, I like the green dice look a little bit better, but these are all going to be the tracker markers for your attributes, right? So you're going to stick them into your actual player card and they notch up and notch down based on how you lose your different attributes or gain attributes. So that's nice there. Although once you punch out these guys, they're all going to fit here nicely. Then we got, of course, our different cards, which let's see here. Just slides out. Get rid of that trash. Get out of here. Moving on. Ooh, interesting. Monster. Oh, so these are reference cards. That's perfect. I love that. Because a lot of times you don't know what's happening with like the monsters, what they are, what they can do. So this is monster references, what they can do. Monsters attack using might, may hold their items or omens, that kind of thing. So it'll explain exactly what you need to, so you don't have to keep pulling out the rule book itself. This is perfect because my wife and I, every time we play this game, we run across something new and we always have to look up, okay, wait, what was this rule that we rediscovered or came across the last time we played? So this is perfect because you have a monster guide, what they do. You have a trader guide, what they do. So your explorer is still in the game, but you are the trader. You are not required to draw an event card when you discover a tile with an event symbol. It tells you everything, which is perfect, what you can and cannot do. And then you got player reference cards. On your turn, you may, and then starting the haunt when it happens. So things that you can do, playing the haunt, and then haunt tips. So this I feel like is making it a lot easier for people who have never played to figure out how to play because it actually gives you reference cards. These did not exist before. They were not in the other game. So those are just the reference cards. So I'm going to toss those in there. We're going to move to, ooh, what are these? What? Okay. Okay. There's a lot happening. I like this. I'm already geeking out about this. So paranormal investigators, right? You got that on one side. On the flip side, it has the who's what. Oh, okay. So these are actually the different scenarios that are going to be coming up. So the haunt number, which number, it's the omen, what item was drawn, and who the traitor will be, right? So that's paranormal. And if that's paranormal, that's your team. Huh. Interesting. So it tells you the different haunt that you're going to be doing, a strange disappearance. So all these things are going to be happening. It's a free-for-all on number 11. But, oh, interesting. Because before it was like based on where you drew the omen and in what room. Whereas this is like, okay, so if it was that omen, you're doing this scenario. But are there that many omen cards? Are there 50? I don't believe that. I don't know. Maybe it is. But you have all those different ones. You're going to have the name on the back with a little description, and then which haunt reveals they are. So you have cursed, and on the flip side, which ones. So based on, but why? Interesting. So I guess maybe you just choose which card you're going to do. Maybe these are just, so it mixes it up a little bit more. So you just choose which one, and then whichever omen actually shows up is which scenario you do. Interesting. I kind of like that. Because there's only so many omens, and then based on which one is drawn, that will be the number for the haunt that you can take on the scenario that you're going to do. Interesting. I'll have to look into that, obviously. I'm excited to play this game again, but with this version, just to see how it goes. These are all the different events that we're going to be coming across. There's a lot more of these. Again, I'm going to go through these quick. You can kind of take a look, and then we will move right on. You can pause it if you want to look at it, but you got burning figure. You're going to have a funeral, hanged men, a phone call, Jonah's Turn. A Moment of Hope. Tiny Robot. I don't think I've ever seen that one, so that's new. The Deepest Closet. Ooh. Jar of Organs. Severed Hand. I tend to like to read these. Impossible Architecture. I read these with, you know, a little bit more dramatic sense, just to give the feel of it and make the noises, all that stuff. Forbidden Knowledge. Flickering Lights. It's always fun for me, but that's just me. Alien Geometry. Brain Food. So these will all come up on different one. Cassette players, you're going to see this symbol, like the same symbol that's on the back of the event. It'll be on a room card like this. And when that happens, these are drawn. It's only the first time that it's revealed. But you got a cassette player. You got a Dark and Stormy Night. Mysterious Fluid. A Full Table. Radio Broadcast. Meat Moss. The Flowering. The Oldest House. A Cry for Help. Bat Out of Hell. Creaking Door. A Bite. Behind You. An Eerie Feeling. Spiders. Spiders. Clown Room. Yeah, some of these are new. A Poor Yorick. Poor Yorick. Wandering Ghost. The Stars at Night. Taxidermy. A Secret Passage. Secret Elevator. Ooh. Technical Difficulties. Say Cheese. The House is Hungry. Eerie Mirror. A Splash of Crimson. A Vial of Dust. Looks like there's a lot of new events that I've actually never seen. There's a few in here that were actually the same from the original game, but I think they just ramped it up and created different ones just to make it a slightly different experience, especially for those who have already played it. There are not nearly as many Omen cards as there were in the original, so that does coincide better with the different scenarios going on. So Omen, if you see the Raven symbol on any of the houses, it's always going to be Raven symbol. You get to draw an Omen card. And based on what you draw is what will be the scenario you do. So you have an idol, you have armor, you have a ring. Like I said, there's maybe 10 of these. A dog, a book, a dagger, a holy symbol, a skull, and a mask. Yeah, my guess, like looking at it now and seeing how few omens there are, my guess is that you can't actually put the Widow's Walk in with this one. You have to have it coupled with the older version, the first or second edition. But who knows? Maybe it does coincide. I'm not sure. So you have the item. So you see, if you see that on any of the rooms, I don't know if it's on here. Yep, there it is. So you have the item symbol here will be on the room tiles as well. And when you discover those, you get these different items. You have a rabbit's foot. You've got angel feather. You got dynamite. It's always a favorite. I love dynamite. You got a chainsaw, of course. This one you do have to make the noise for it to work. Gun. You got a crossbow. A machete. A map. Mystical stopwatch. A skeleton key. Necklace of teeth. A leather jacket. A brooch. A strange amulet. Got some headphones, of course. A flashlight. Magic camera. Creepy doll. A lucky coin. First aid kit. A mirror. And strange medicine. So a lot of these, there's only a few in here that seem like they're the exact same as the other version, the other editions. So it looks like they've changed quite a bit in this game, which is fun. Always check underneath your plastic things, just in case there is anything under there. But ultimately that's it. Like we already went through all these. You got the heroes book, you've got the traders book, you've got the rule book, and dice, the different figurines, you got all the cards. And then, of course, all these different punch outs for the rooms and the tokens that are going to go in there. There were a lot more tokens and everything, I feel like, in the earlier editions, but that is everything for this, the third edition of Betrayal at House on the Hill. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this game. I cannot stress enough like how much fun this game is. Yes, it is lengthier, it says 60 to 90 minutes. It really depends on how quickly the haunt is revealed and everything, but this game is a ton of fun. I cannot stress that enough. So if you love just kind of like exploring, but then like having to face off against each other / being cooperative in a game, this game would be right up your alley. Tons of fun, I would highly suggest it. But there you have it for Betrayal at House on the Hill, the third edition. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications on all the videos that are going to be coming out. But we will catch you again next time on Game Night Tonight.